Weeks have passed since the January transfer window closed, so it's not a bad time to do a first appraisal, is it? Yeah, for the majority of players it takes a few weeks for them to get used to their new environment and then kick into gear. But when you make a new signing mid-season, you actually want them to hit the ground running and start helping the club immediately, and some players have managed to do that since moving to a new club in the winter. Those are the guys we're here to talk about today. These are 8 January signings that have had an instant impact.
Look, I'll be honest, we're swamped. The World Cup hype is real and Goal90 Shop is officially at capacity. If you ordered this week, please bear with us for a 2-week processing delay. It's a good problem to have, but we are working around the clock to get your gear out. Thank you for your massive support.
We'll start with Antoine Semenyo. He left Bournemouth and made a massive step up in January, moving to title challengers Manchester City, and the lad has not missed a single beat since he was announced. Since he made his debut just a couple days after being unveiled as a City player, he's been productive non-stop. He has been directly involved in 7 goals in his first 9 games for City. This is exactly what you want from your January signing. Apart from the goals and assists, he has also offered tactical flexibility to Pep Guardiola because of his versatility. Semenyo has played as a right winger, a left winger, and as a 9 in the short time he has been at City. This is exactly what we call instant impact. The Ghana international has provided real value, which is why Pep always plays him, no matter the competition. Now, from a London-born Ghana international, let's now talk about a London-born Nigeria international. It's none other than Ademola Lookman. He was set to leave Atalanta and move to Fenerbahce in the January window, but Atletico Madrid stepped in at the last minute and snatched the deal. That's the best decision they've made so far this season. In his first 5 games for his new club, the one-time African Footballer of the Year has already managed 5 direct goal involvements, with 2 coming in a semi-final against Barcelona and 1 coming in a UEFA Champions League knockout game against Club Brugge. That goal made him the 5th player in Champions League history to ever score for 2 different clubs in the same season. The Spanish Giants could not have asked for anything more from their new attacking signing. Right now, Lookman is averaging a goal or an assist every 62 minutes. Those are some really good returns. On top of his performances on the pitch, he has also exposed the club to a whole new demographic. Atletico Madrid has never had a Nigerian superstar playing for them in his prime, so Lookman's presence in the team right now has made thousands of Nigerians and Africans start to lend their support to the Spanish Giants. Moving on, let's talk about Donyell Malen. The Dutch attacker left Aston Villa and moved to AS Roma on loan this January, and his impact in Italy has been as instant as they come. He scored 5 goals in his first 5 appearances for the club, and that includes a brace against defending champions Napoli. Malen wasn't happy sitting on Aston Villa's bench in the first half of the season, so he moved out to Rome in January and instantly became the main man. He's starting games and he's leading the line for them brilliantly. In fact, he has already made history by becoming the first player to score 5 or more goals in his first 5 Serie A games for AS Roma in 26 years. Averaging a goal every 78 minutes, Malen has been so good that Roma have already decided to make his loan deal permanent at the end of the season. He really did hit the ground running, and at this rate, he might be able to help the club from the capital seal, a place in the top 4 and secure a Champions League spot next season. Now, Malen is not the only Dutchman on this list. Do you know who the other guy is? Take a guess in the comments, we'll see if you're right soon. While you're there, if you aren't already subscribed to the channel, go do that right away so you never miss out on our amazing content. Done? Now back to the video. So, while Malen was leaving the Premier League this January, Rayan was just moving there. The teenager, who had previously been linked to Barcelona, left Vasco da Gama in the Brazilian League and moved to Bournemouth in the winter window. In his first 3 games, he has already been involved in 3 goals. For a young player moving to a new continent and a super competitive league like the Premier League for the first time, this is super impressive. He is only the 3rd teenager in the history of the Premier League to be directly involved in 3 goals in his first 3 appearances in the league, after Robbie Keane and Anthony Martial. Talk about instant impact, and his contributions have been really important so far. He scored equalisers against Everton and Aston Villa, and then assisted the 91st minute clincher against Wolves. It really does feel like the Cherries have just gone and unearthed another star here. And well, since we're talking about teenagers from Brazil, let's also talk about Endrick. The 19-year-old striker left Real Madrid and moved to Lyon on loan this winter, and boy, what an instant impact he has had. This kid was directly involved in 7 goals in his first 5 appearances for the club. That included a hat-trick in his first away game in the Ligue, which made him the youngest player to ever score a Ligue 1 hat-trick for Lyon, the 4th youngest in the history of the league. And it's not just that he's scoring goals, it's also about how he's scoring. This kid has produced some crazy goals out of nothing, which have either helped to break open games or outright win them. On top of that, Endrick's superstar quality has brought a lot of eyes to Lyon, and he also seems to be a favourite among the fans and in the dressing room. They say never fall in love with a lone player, but it is almost impossible for Lyon fans, staff and players not to fall in love with Endrick. They'll surely be wishing they can keep him for a little longer. Yeah, he picked up a red card in the game against Nantes, but that's not enough to erase what the kid has done since he made that move. At this point, a spot in Carlo Ancelotti's World Cup squad this summer is all but guaranteed from him. But this video is not just about attackers who score goals, defenders also deserve a shout, like Marc Guéhi for example. The England international has certainly had a real instant impact since moving from Crystal Palace to Manchester City in the winter window. He came in at a time when City were really depleted at the back, and he has absolutely elevated their defence. He has been very strong in tackles and accurate with his passes. His first 5 appearances for the club have been super solid. He helped City keep clean sheets in 3 games, and he crowned it all with a goal from off the bench on his 5th appearance for the club. For just £20 million, Manchester City fans all around the world will tell you that he was surely a massive steal. And speaking of players who have played for both Real Madrid and Lyon, let's now talk about Karim Benzema. After a falling out with Al-Ittihad in January, the Frenchman decided to move to rivals Al-Hilal in the winter window, and he totally hit the ground running. Just 3 days after signing for the club, the 2022 Ballon d'Or winner announced himself in brilliant fashion by netting a hat-trick and inspiring a 6-0 win, which kept Al-Hilal at the top of the Saudi Pro League table. Benzema boasts 4 direct goal involvements in 2 games for his new club, and it feels like his presence in the team will be enough to help them stave off pressure from Cristiano Ronaldo's Al Nassr in their quest for the title. Now, this right here is what you call instant impact. Now remember, we said that there's another Dutchman on this list. It's Noah Lang. After a rough start to life at Napoli, the 26-year-old forward decided to leave Italy and move to Galatasaray on loan in January, and what a start it has been. He was directly involved in 3 goals in his first 4 appearances, and that included a Champions League knockout brace against Juventus, which helped Galatasaray to a healthy first-leg lead against the Italian giants. In 4 games, Noah Lang has already scored more goals for Gala than he did in 21 appearances for Napoli. You surely have to say that he made the best decision for this career this January. Now, are there more players who have had an instant impact since making moves in the January transfer window? Drop their name in the comments. Now, if you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Also, turn on the bell notification so you never miss out on new content. Catch you in the next one. Bye.